You have a few pages on New Coke and influence. What are your impressions of it?
So what they failed to recognize is the consequence of taking the old Coke away so people couldn't have it anymore. And they produced what's called reactants, where people reacted against the loss of this valued thing. It wasn't just that they introduced New Coke as another brand version or flavor where it's a little sweeter. No, they took it away. It produced a firestorm of protest. I mean, there were marches in the street. There were communities that developed, people raging against their suits were filed in court to bring back the old Coke because of loss aversion. That's part of scarcity. We want more of those things we can't have. So Coke did this great job of establishing itself in the sense of self of their customers. And then they took that thing away that had been associated, that flavor, that taste. You can't have it anymore. And it produced this massive counter reaction to it. And actually, Coca-Cola had the evidence in their testing data that this would happen, but they interpreted it wrong. So for 3 years, they did taste tests, blind taste tests, the new Coke versus the old Coke. And the new Coke was rated more favorably by about 55% to 45%. They liked the sweeter taste. Okay, what was in their data that could have told them that this was going to happen? Some of the taste tests were not blind. They said, this is your usual Coke, and this is the new Coke that's not yet on the market, right? And preference for the new Coke went up by 6%. And Coca-Cola said, this is great. This means that when we bring them something new, they will choose it. What it really said is when you give them the choice between something they can have, the classic Coke, the regular Coke, and something they can't have because it's not on the market yet, they liked it even more. So in both cases, it was loss aversion. The thing that you couldn't have was the one that was elevated in preference. And then Coke went ahead and said, you can't have our product anymore, the one that's embedded in yourself. We're going to give you this. And that produced the reaction.